Picture this. One moment you're a promising law student with your whole future ahead of you. The next, you're facing 25 years behind bars in a foreign prison. One decision. One terrible mistake. A lifetime of consequences. This is the devastating story of Mia. Single quotes, Brian 20-3 years old. Brilliant, ambitious, from Huyton, just outside Liverpool. Mia was a University of Liverpool law student with dreams that seemed within reach. Top grades, a clear path ahead. The kind of young woman who had it all figured out. But in October 2024, everything changed. Mia was in Dubai, the glittering city of endless possibilities, where British tourists flock for sun, luxury, and escapism. For many, it's paradise. For Mia, it became her nightmare. She was arrested in a Dubai apartment where authorities found 50 grams of cocaine. 50 grams. That's roughly the weight of 2 AA batteries. In the UK, this amount would carry a street value of around £2,500. But this wasn't the UK. This was Dubai. And in Dubai, the rules are different. Mia was arrested alongside 2 other people, her friend and the friend's boyfriend, with all 3 being charged with drug dealing. Drug dealing. Not just possession, dealing. The charges that would seal her fate. Imagine being 23 years old, thousands of miles from home, facing charges in a legal system you don't understand. A system where trials are conducted in Arabic, where Western concepts of justice don't always apply. Her mother, Danielle McKenna, would later tell reporters she pleaded not guilty. They don't have a just trial over there. The trial was all in Arabic, and Mia was told of the sentence later by her lawyer. One day, that's all it took. Mia pleaded not guilty before a judge convicted her after a one-day hearing. One day to decide the fate of a young woman who had her entire life ahead of her, and then came the sentence that would shatter her world. 25 years, let that sink in for a moment. 25 years. By the time Mia walks free, she'll be 48 years old. Her 20s, her 30s, the prime years of her life, gone. Back home in Huyton, her mother Danielle McKenna was trying to process the unthinkable. Her daughter, her brilliant daughter who was supposed to become a lawyer, was now facing what essentially amounted to a life sentence for what she called a very stupid mistake. But what exactly happened that night in Dubai? The details remain murky. Was Mia aware of what she was carrying? Was she set up? Was she simply in the wrong place at the wrong time? These are questions that may never be fully answered. What we do know is that Mia is absolutely devastated by what has happened, and that she is going through a living nightmare, according to her mother. The harsh reality is that Dubai's legal system operates under Sharia law for certain offenses. Drug crimes in particular carry severe penalties that can seem shocking to Western sensibilities. What might result in a few years in prison in the UK or US can lead to decades behind bars in the UAE. Mia is currently imprisoned in Dubai's Central Prison, a facility that human rights organizations have repeatedly criticized for its conditions. The heat is unbearable. Overcrowding is endemic. For a young British woman used to the freedoms of Liverpool's student life, it must feel like being transported to another planet. Her family launched a desperate fundraising campaign, trying to raise money for legal fees and appeals. A GoFundMe page was set up to aid with legal costs, though it was later taken down. The family was grasping at straws, trying anything to bring their daughter home. Danielle McKenna, 6 years old, found herself thrust into an international legal nightmare. Her daughter, the one who was supposed to be studying law, was now a victim of it. The irony must have been crushing. Think about Mia's story for a moment. This wasn't some hardened criminal. This wasn't someone with a history of drug offenses or criminal behavior. This was a young woman studying to become a lawyer. someone who understood the importance of following rules, of respecting the law, and yet, here she was. The case highlights the dangerous gap between Western perceptions of Dubai as a playground for tourists and the harsh reality of its legal system. Every year, thousands of British tourists visit the UAE, drawn by luxury resorts, shopping, and nightlife. Most return home with nothing more than sunburn and good memories. But for those who fall foul of the law, the consequences can be devastating and life-altering. In the UAE, a life sentence usually means around 15 years, though it can vary. But for Mia, it's been reported as a 25-year sentence. Either way, it's a significant portion of her life that will be spent behind bars for what her family describes as one terrible mistake. The question that haunts this case is whether the punishment fits the crime. 50 grams of cocaine. A young woman with no criminal record. A law student who made a catastrophic error in judgment. Does this warrant a quarter-century in prison? From a UK perspective, the answer seems obvious. But Dubai operates under different rules, different values, different concepts of justice. What seems excessive to Western eyes is simply the application of local law. Mia's case serves as a stark warning to anyone considering travel to countries with strict drug laws. The glamorous Instagram posts, the luxury shopping, the pristine beaches. They're all real. But so is the legal system that operates behind the glitz. One moment of poor judgment. One terrible decision. One night that changed everything. As Mia sits in her cell in Dubai's central prison, time moves differently. Each day must feel like an eternity. Each night a reminder of the freedom she once took for granted. The law degree she never complete. The career she'll never have. The life she'll never live. Her story is a cautionary tale about the hidden dangers that lurk behind paradise. About how quickly dreams can turn to nightmares. About how one mistake can cost everything. For 23-year-old Mia O'Brien, the promising law student from Liverpool. Justice came with a price she never imagined she'd have to pay, and somewhere in a prison cell in Dubai, a young woman counts down the days. 25 years. 9,125 days. Each one a reminder of the life she lost in a single, devastating moment. This story makes you think, doesn't it? About the choices we make, the risks we take, and the consequences we never see coming. What do you think about Mia's case? Was justice served, or was this punishment too harsh? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Luminoir for more stories that matter.